Hello, everyone. Today, I want to talk about a topic that concerns every parent, teacher, school leader, and even every human being. The topic is punishment and discipline. We often hear statements like children need punishment to learn lessons, or without strict punishment, discipline cannot be maintained. But modern educational research and child psychology invite us to look at punishment from different perspectives. The idea I want to discuss today is punishment should be seen as an opportunity for reflection, learning, and behavior correction. Correction should be made before connection. At first glance, this statement may sound unusual. However, if we think deeply, it carries an important message about how we guide children and young people towards responsible behavior. Friends, traditionally punishment was often associated with fear, pain, embarrassment, and deprivation. The assumption was simple: if a child experiences discomfort after making a mistake, they will not repeat that mistake. But does punishment always teach the right lesson? Imagine a child who talks during a lesson and is publicly scolded. The child may stop talking, not because they understand the value of listening, but because they feel humiliation. In such cases, the behavior may change on temporary basis, but genuine learning may not occur. True discipline is not about creating fear. It's about developing self-control, responsibility, empathy, and good judgment. Punishment should not be viewed as revenge or as an expression of adult authority. Instead, it should be viewed as a learning opportunity. When a child makes a mistake, the first question should not be, how do I punish the child? The first question should be, what can this child learn from this situation? Friends, this shift in thinking changes everything. A meaningful consequence helps a child reflect on their actions, understand the impact of their behavior, and take responsibility for making things right. For example, if a child damages classroom property, instead of merely receiving harsh reprimand, the student can be guided to help repair, replace, or care for the damaged item. The focus shifts from suffering to responsibility. Similarly, if a child hurts a classmate with words, the goal should not simply be punishment. The goal should be understanding the emotional impact of those words and learning healthier ways of communicating. This is where reflection becomes really important. Reflection encourages children to ask what happened, why did it happen, who was affected, what could I do differently next time, how can I make things right. Friends, these questions promote growth and maturity. Now let us consider the second statement: correction should be made before connection. Many people today use the phrase connection before correction, emphasizing that relationships are important before addressing behavior. While relationships are indeed crucial, there is another perspective worth considering. In an educational setting, certain behaviors require immediate correction because they affect safety, respect, and the learning environment. For example, if a child is bullying another student, engaging in dangerous behavior, or showing serious disrespect, the inappropriate behavior must be addressed promptly and clearly. Correction provides boundaries. Children feel secure when adults establish clear expectations. Without boundaries, confusion increases. However, correction should never be harsh, humiliating, or emotionally damaging. Effective correction is calm, respectful, firm, and focused on behavior rather than personality. We correct the action, not the child. Instead of saying you are a bad student, we can say this behavior is not acceptable and let us discuss how it can be improved. After correction comes connection. The child must know that while the behavior was unacceptable, their dignity remains intact. A student should leave a disciplinary conversation thinking, my teacher disapproved of my behavior but still believes in me. That belief is powerful. When children feel respected, they become more willing to reflect, learn, and change. The ultimate goal of discipline is not obedience. The ultimate goal is self discipline. It is easy to control behavior through fear when someone is watching. But true success occurs when a child chooses the right action even when nobody is watching. That is the difference between compliance and character. And as educators and parents, our responsibility is not merely to stop undesirable behavior, our responsibility is to develop thoughtful, responsible, and compassionate human beings. Therefore, punishment should never be about making children suffer. It should be about helping them think, should be about helping them learn, should be about helping them grow. And when discipline promotes reflection, learning, responsibility, and behavior correction, mistakes become opportunities for development rather than occasions of failure. So this is about today's session. Thank you very much.